What up, y'all? It's your boy, Mr. Downtown Ray Mello, and you're listening to the Entertainment Report for Tuesday, August 26, 2014, delivering some of the major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook or on Twitter, facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Mello, that's RAYMELO, or on Twitter @The Enter Report. AMC's Breaking Bad swept the 66th Annual Emmy Awards with 5 wins, while Modern Family won Top Comedy Series again for the second year in a row. Modern Family star Ty Burrell took the first trophy of the evening, and the show took the second to last. Breaking Bad grabbed the final award of the night for Outstanding Drama Series. The Vince Gilligan series dominated its last ever Emmys. Bryan Cranston won his 4th Emmy Award for Outstanding Lead Actor in a Drama Series for Breaking Bad, while Julia Louis-Dreyfus won Outstanding Lead Actress in a Drama Series for her role on CBS's The Good Wife. Aaron Paul won Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Drama Series for Breaking Bad, while Anna Gunn won Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Drama Series for Breaking Bad. Comedy Central's The Colbert Report beat out The Daily Show with Jon Stewart, Jimmy Kimmel Live, Real Time with Bill Maher, Saturday Night Live, and The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon for Outstanding Variety Series. HBO's The Normal Heart won Outstanding Television Movie, while FX's Fargo won Outstanding Miniseries. Jessica Lange took home an Emmy for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Miniseries or Movie for her role in American Horror Story Coven, while British actor Benedict Cumberbatch took home the Outstanding Lead Actress in a Miniseries or Movie award for his role in Sherlock: His Last Vow. Kathy Bates took home an Emmy for Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Miniseries or Movie for her role in American Horror Story Convent, while Martin Freeman took home the Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Miniseries or Movie for Sherlock: His Last Vow. CBS's The Amazing Race took home the award for Outstanding Reality Competition Program, beating out ABC's Dancing with the Stars, Bravo's Project Runaway, Fox's So You Think You Could Dance, Top Chef, and NBC's The Voice. Julia Louis-Dreyfus took home an Emmy for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Comedy Series for her role on HBO's Veep, while Jim Parsons got his 3rd consecutive Emmy Award for his performance for Outstanding Lead Actor in a Comedy Series in CBS's The Big Bang Theory. Ty Burrell took home an Emmy for Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Comedy Series for his role on Modern Family, while Alison Janney took home one of 2 Emmys last night for Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Comedy Series for her role in Mom. She also won an Emmy for a guest appearance on Showtime's Masters of Sex. Robin Williams, who died earlier this month at the age of 63 of an apparent suicide, received a heartfelt tribute from his colleague Billy Crystal on Monday night's Emmy Awards, with Crystal recalling the deceased funny man as both a comic genius and a good friend. Crystal said of Williams at the end of this year's In Memoriam segment, "He made us laugh hard. I spent many hours with Robin on stage. The brilliance was astounding. The relentless energy was kind of thrilling. I used to think that if I could just put a saddle on him and stay on for 8 seconds, I was going to be okay." Crystal recalled an impromptu skit at a comic relief event for the New York Mets, during which Williams portrayed a Russian baseball player. Crystal said, "I said, 'What's baseball like in Russia?' Without missing a beat, he said, 'Well, we only have one team, the Reds.'" Beyond Williams' sharp comedic wit, Crystal added, "He was the greatest friend you could ever imagine, supportive, protective, loving." And Crystal said that though Williams is gone, his work will continue to entertain, calling Williams the brightest star in the comedy galaxy. And he said, "Years from now, the glow will be so bright, it'll warm your heart, it'll make your eyes glisten, and you'll think yourselves, Robin Williams, what a concept." Alison Janney took home the Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Comedy Series Emmy for her role in Mom. It was her 2nd victory of the year and 6th overall. Janney became the first actor or actress to win 2 Emmys in the same year, since her West Wing co-star Stockard Channing accomplished that same feat in 2002 for NBC's The West Wing and The Matthew Shepard Story. On August 16th, Janney won the Emmy for Outstanding Guest Actress in a Drama Series at the Creative Arts Emmys for playing a sexually frustrated wife on Showtime's Master of Sex. She starred alongside Michael Sheen and Lizzie Kaplan. Janney played a recovering addict and Anna Faris's mother on Chuck Lorre's CBS series Mom, which returns for a 2nd season on September 29th. Her previous 4 Emmys came from playing White House Press Secretary C.J. Craig alongside Channing in NBC's popular political drama The West Wing. Julia Louis-Dreyfus took home another Emmy for her role as Selena Meyer on Veep, and she served up another memorable Emmy moment in the process. In a treat for Seinfeld fans and fans of cheeky television in general, Louis-Dreyfus was grabbed on her way up to the podium by Breaking Bad star Bryan Cranston. The Emmy-winning Breaking Bad actor didn't just want to bestow a congratulatory hug on his former co-star, though, and a full-blown makeout session ensued. Louis-Dreyfus quipped on stage after accepting her trophy, "Oh yeah, he was on Seinfeld," referencing an earlier moment during the show when she pretended to forget he appeared on the show as Dr. Tim Whatley, a one-time love interest for her Elaine Benz. Louis-Dreyfus has won the Emmy for Best Leading Actress in a Comedy every year Veep has been eligible, and she previously won Best Leading Actress in a Comedy in 2006 for The New Adventures of Old Christine, and Best Supporting Actress in a Comedy in 1996 for Seinfeld. The actress has a history of memorable Emmy speeches. Last year, she enlisted the help of Veep co-star Tony Hale and accepted her award in character as the most incompetent vice president ever. Jimmy Kimmel got a few good shots in at True Detective star Matthew McConaughey while presenting the award for Supporting Actress in the Comedy Series at the Emmys on Monday night, taking aim at the actor's long-winded award speeches and reported penchant for marijuana use. Kimmel started off his mini-roast of McConaughey up for an award this year for the HBO drama True Detective by calling the actor out for his weight loss in the big screen offering Dallas Buyers Club. Jimmy cracked, "Is that Matthew McConaughey? You got so fat since the Oscars, I almost didn't recognize you." The Jimmy Kimmel Live star then questioned why McConaughey is up for an award for a television show. Kimmel joked, "Matthew McConaughey doesn't even own a show. I happen to know that he traded his television for a conch shell full of weed." Kimmel then took aim at McConaughey's Filibuster Strength Award acceptance speech, noting that the actor had just won at the Oscars. Kimmel ribbed, "No offense, but how many of your speeches do we have to sit through? All right already." The comedian later cautioned McConaughey to, quote, "pack up your bongos and your patchouli oil and bong shaped like Willie Nelson's boot and head for the Burning Man Festival rather than the Emmys." Emmy host Seth Meyers became the latest celebrity to accept the Ice Bucket Challenge, with the drenching coming immediately after the end of his big gig on Monday night. Though he usually strips down the moment his television appearances end, Myers was still clad in his tuxedo when the ice water rained down upon him, which means he'll probably catch pneumonia after the after party. The ALS Ice Bucket Challenge has raised a total of $88.5 million since launching on July 29th, according to a figure released by the ALS Association on Tuesday. Myers was quite solid in his first Emmys hosting duty, which was highlighted by several funny bits with Amy Poehler, a romp on the street of New York with Billy Eichner, and a monologue that likened TV to a late-night Friends with benefits. Monday's Emmy Awards earned a 4.2-point demo rating and a 15.6 million total viewers, according to the final Nielsen numbers. It was the second biggest audience for the Emmys in 8 years, and it tied for the second highest rating in the key 18 to 49 demographic in 7 years. The NBC telecast hosted by Seth Meyers was the most watched night of any TV network since March's Academy Awards. Those numbers come despite the obstacles of being on a Monday evening for the first time since 1976 and taking place in August. Last year's September telecast earned 17.8 million viewers and also had the advantage of a Sunday NFL lead-in on CBS. In 2013, the Emmys scored a 4.9 in the key demo. In some other news, St. Louis County Police Officer Dan Page, who made headlines earlier this week when he pushed CNN reporter Don Lemon during a live report from Ferguson, Missouri, has been suspended for racist, sexist, homophobic remarks made on a video that has recently surfaced on the internet. The suspension is pending a review by the Internal Affairs Unit. St. Louis County Police Chief John Belmark told the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. Belmark said, referring to the speech made at St. Louis St. Charles, Missouri chapter of Oath Keepers, "With the comments on killing, that was obviously something that deeply disturbed me immediately. Had he been a probationary officer doing the same thing, I would have fired him 2 hours ago." The Outline Plus video is a rambling speech by the former Green Beret and current 35-year veteran of the St. Louis County PD, which boasts plenty of remarks on killing, but also contains plenty of material to offend or confuse people from various backgrounds. Page said earlier in the clip, adding that it was wrong to label certain groups as special. "We have no business in passing hate crime laws." He then called gays in the military sickening and pitiful. The veteran also rallied against women in the army. Railed against women in the army, and he was just warming up. Other comments included, Muslims are passive until they gain paridity with you, or they exceed you in numbers, and they will kill you. I'm into diversity. I kill everybody. I don't care. Around the 52-minute mark, Page warned women to relax with the domestic violence stuff, and that husbands and wives who don't get along should just shoot each other and get it over with. At one point in the video, Page complains about how his original birth certificate referred to him as a Caucasian male, but a newer one labels him as a white male. He calls President Barack Obama an illegal alien. Page also warns the crowd that the government has a new constitution ready to go and calls 4 Supreme Court judges homosexual sodomies. Along with the new constitution will be a newly blended world army to kill all of us, according to Page. The suspended cop also rails against sports fans. Later in the video, Page exclaims, I personally believe in Jesus Christ as my Lord Savior, but I'm also a killer. I've killed a lot, and if I need to, I'll kill a whole bunch more. If you don't want to get killed, don't show up in front of me. It's that simple. I have no problem with it. God did not raise me to be a coward. Midway through the speech, Page tells the audience that he is, quote, not afraid of a man in the room. Glancing into the crowd at no one in particular, he says, you don't intimidate me. Glendale officer Matthew McConaughey was also suspended. Now that HBO's True Blood has ended, actress Kristen Bauer van Straten will reprise the role of Maleficent on the upcoming 4th season of ABC's hit Once Upon a Time. A representative from the show told The Wrap. She's booked for a recurring role with a large story arc. Based on the wicked fairy from the fairy tale Sleeping Beauty, Maleficent was apparently killed by Emma, played by Jennifer Morrison, on the season 1 finale. Van Straten most recently wrapped 7 seasons on HBO's True Blood as the tough-as-nails vampiress Pam. She also starred on ABC Family's The Secret Life of the American Teenager, among many other television credits. Jessica Alba's eco-friendly organization, The Honest Company, raised $70 million in 2 years. The company is worth $1 billion after its latest funding round. In addition to this latest Series C round, the company announced plans to expand into China as it looks forward to an IPO. Honest Chief Executive and co-founder Brian Lee said, according to the Wall Street Journal, we believe being a public company is the best path for us going forward, and it's good to get that validation early on. The baby product company launched in early 2012 and is expected to see revenue of over $150 million in 2012. More than 80% of its revenue is sourced from subscription services, which sends mom's deliveries of environmentally friendly baby needs like diapers and pacifiers. Wellington Management Company led the Series C funding round, which included investors such as Lightspeed Ventures Partners and Eichnig Capital. The U.S. ad market is expected to hit $172 billion in 2015, an all-time high, driven in part by a robust uptick in digital ad spending. The spending will beat out the previous record at $169 billion set in 2007. According to a report out from Magna Global on Tuesday, the level of spending growth is the highest the U.S. ad market has seen in 10 years, and 1 in 3 of those ad dollars in 2015 will be spent on digital ads. Vincent Legtang, Executive Vice President Director of Global Forecasting at Magna, told The Wrap, digital keeps growing faster than we have anticipated, but the U.S. is not at the forefront. In the UK, digital has been bigger than TV for 4 years. In 2014, Magna expected digital media advertising revenues to hit $50 million, up to 17.4%. Total U.S. media owners' ad revenues in all core medias will reach $167 billion this year, growth of 5.1%. The research firm declares digital area revenues will hit $72 billion by 2017, pulling slightly ahead of television at $70.5 billion. The shift in spending is taking place 1 year earlier than Magna had anticipated. The firm has previously reported that it expected digital exceeded TV in 2018. Digital media sales were driven primarily by video formats and social media. Mobile-centric advertising will remain strong as mobile formats within search, videos, social, and displays. Those sectors will grow by 51% to reach $17.5 billion, making up 30% of total digital spending. Non-mobile digital advertising is only expected to grow by 5%. Leitag noticed that brands in the food, personal care, and automotive categories are becoming more open to advertising online. He said day-to-day digital media buying is becoming more attractive to more conservative buyers who traditionally gravitate towards TV. More mainstream advertisers are diversifying. Comedian Mark Epps will be playing Richard Pryor in Lee Daniels' upcoming biopic of the late comic icon. This according to Interbank.com. The funny man beat out a talented roster of contenders that included Michael B. Jordan, Marlon Wayans, and Nick Cannon. News of Epps' selection was first revealed on Oprah Winfrey's Instagram when the former talk show queen posted a photo of herself, Epps, and Daniels together, saying, "Just finished a great first read session at Richard Pryor movie." Daniels retweeted the photo as he confirmed Epps' casting, which ends a long journey for Epps in his quest to play Pryor. The entertainer became a front-runner to play Pryor after he reportedly made a solid impression with a killer screen test. In 2005, Epps was chosen to portray the legendary comic in a Walter Hill-directed biopic that ultimately fell through. Although he received congratulations from Winfrey and Daniels, the most surprising accolade was received from Kevin Hart. The Let Me Explain joke teller has had a less than friendly relationship with Epps, which resulted in the pair tweeting their opinions of the other on Twitter after Epps called Hart one overrated comedian during a radio interview. Name calling came next as Epps called Hart D.L. Hewley Jr. Hart responded to the diss by tweeting that Epps should kill himself. Nevertheless, Hart acknowledged Epps' achievement in a series of tweets that congratulated Epps and mentioned that despite their differences, he was proud of and happy for his rival. Meanwhile, Winfrey is a possibility that she's going to be playing the role of Richard Pryor's grandmother, who owned a brothel in the movie as well. Rock legend Neil Young has filed for divorce from his wife Peggy, his wife of 36 years and frequent musical collaborator. A petition for dissolution of marriage was filed by Young in their hometown of San Mateo, California on July 29th. A hearing is scheduled for December 12th. A rep for Neil Young had no comment. Peggy is the inspiration for some of Young's most enduring love songs, including Such a Woman, Unknown Legend, and Once an Angel. She began serving as his background singer in the 1990s, sharing the stage with him at the 1994 Academy Awards and numerous tours over the past 20 years. They last performed together at the Bridge School Benefit in October 2013. Neil first met Peggy when she was working as a waitress at a diner near his California ranch, a story he tells in the 1992 song Unknown Legend. The lyrics go, "I used to order just to watch her float across the floor. She grew up in a small town, never put her roots down." Peggy has released 3 solo albums since 2007, and she toured extensively on her own, occasionally with Neil on guitar. Inspired by the lack of educational opportunities for their son Ben, who suffers from cerebral palsy, they co-founded the Bridge School in 1986, which educates children with severe physical impairments. They raise funds for it every year with an all-star concert in Mountain View, California. Neil recently wrapped up a European Crazy Horse tour and is slated to play an American solo acoustic dates in October. Peggy just concluded a brief U.S. club tour. They were both slated to play Farm Aid in Raleigh, North Carolina on September 13th, though Peggy's name was recently removed from the lineup. Bob Dylan's legendary 1967 Basement Tapes sessions, which he recorded with the band, are finally coming out in November on a super deluxe box set full of previously unheard songs. The box set will consist of 138 tracks on 6 CDs, including 30 tracks that even fanatical Dylan fans never knew existed. The previously unknown tracks include an epic apocalyptic rocker, Wild Wolf, an early draft of I Shall Be Released with slightly different lyrics, a cover of Hank Williams' 1949 classic My Bucket's Got a Hold in It, and a country-fied version of Blowin' in the Wind, It Ain't Me, Babe, and One Too Many Mornings, featuring band keyboardist Richard Manuel handling lead vocals on the first verse. There are also many Dylan originals that have never been released outside dodgy sound bootlegs, including Sign of the Cross, the trombone-heavy New Orleans ode Bourbon Street, the 1950s pop parody I Am Your Teenager Prayer, and the jokey See You Later, Allen Ginsberg, which ends with Dylan and the band cracking up. Throughout the tapes, Dylan and the band swerve from country to calypso to jazz to folk to rock and even Spanish music. The Basement Tape sessions began early in the late spring of 1967, Dylan had retreated to Woodstock with his young family. The band, then known as the Crackers, had followed him there after a Blonde on Blonde tour, which was called off when Dylan was injured in a motorcycle accident. Informal recordings began at Dylan's home in Hi-Lo-Ha before moving to the basement garage of a nearby house known as Big Pink. They wrapped in the fall of 1967 at basses Rick Danko and drummer Levon Helm's Woodstock pad. Dylan was cutting demos for other bands to record, but clearly a lot more was going on, especially considering the amount of time devoted to covering old standards. Guitarist Robbie Robinson said, "We were playing with absolute freedom. We weren't doing anything we thought anyone else would hear as long as we lived. It was like the Watergate tapes. A lot of stuff, Bob would say, we should destroy this." At the end of the sessions, Dylan's camp sent a 14-track tape to various bands and publishing houses. Man for Man turned Quinn to The Eskimo into a top 10 hit. The Byrds tackled You Ain't Going Nowhere, and Peter, Paul, and Mary covered Too Much of Nothing. But people longed to hear Dylan's versions. In 1975, Dylan allowed Robbie Robinson to oversee an official Basement Tapes release. Robertson collapsed studio recordings into mono, overdubbed new drums, keyboards, and guitar parts on many of the songs, and a few band demos recorded years later. And finally tonight, English actor, director, and producer Richard Attenborough, whose powerful movies included Gandhi, brought awareness of subjects like war, pacifism, and apartheid to millions, died. He was 90 years old. Attenborough died on Sunday, his son told BBC News. He had been in a nursing home with his wife for a number of years after suffering a serious fall 6 years ago. After spending several decades working as a character actor, Attenborough gained worldwide recognition in 1982 when he won an Oscar as Best Director for his passion project Gandhi, which he also produced. In all, the detailing of the life of India's great spiritual leader won 8 Academy Awards, including Best Picture and Best Actor for Sir Ben Kingsley. 5 years later, his epic Cry of Freedom told the story of black leader Steve Biko, played by Denzel Washington, and provided an insight into the conditions in South Africa at the height of apartheid. He also directed Oh, What a Lovely War, Young Winston, A Bridge Too Far, A Chorus Line, Chaplin, and Shadowlands. As an actor, he is known for his supporting roles in The Sand Pebbles and Dr. Dolittle, for which he earned back-to-back Golden Globe nominations. As a matter of fact, back-to-back Golden Globe Awards. He put his acting career on hold while focusing on directing, but returned to play developer John Hammond in Steven Spielberg's 1993 blockbuster Jurassic Park. The following year, he starred as Kris Kringle in 1994's Miracle on 34th Street, a remake of the 1947 Christmas classic. Attenborough's film career, which would last more than 6 decades, began with the role as a deserting sailor in 1942's In Which We Deserve. As a result of that role, he was typecast for many roles as a coward in films like Dulcimer Street, Operation Disaster, and his breakthrough role as a psychopathic young gangster in 1947 Brighton Rock. He worked prolifically in British films for the next 30 years, and in the 1950s appeared in several successful comedies, including 1956, Private's Progress, and I'm Alright Jack in 1959. Attenborough starred in the London West End production of Agatha Christie's The Mousetrap, which went on to become one of the world's longest-running stage productions. Both he and his wife, Sheila Sim, were among the original cast members of the production, which opened in 1952. In the 1960s, he played more character roles in films such as Santa's on a Wet Afternoon, released in 1964, and Guns at Latasi, for which he won the British Academy Award for Best Actor for his portrayal of the Sergeant Major. He appeared in 1963 The Great Escape as squadron leader Roger Bartlett, Big X, the head of the Escape Committee. His feature film directorial debut was the all-star screen version of the hit musical Oh, What a Lovely War in 1969, and his acting appearances became more sporadic. He played serial killer John Christie in 1971's 10 Rillington Place. He later directed 2 epic periods, Young Winston, 1972, based on the early life of Winston Churchill, and A Bridge Too Far, which was released in 1977, an all-star account of the Allies' ill-fated Operation Market Garden in World War II. His film Gandhi was a project he fought with Indian officials to make and had to scrape money together for nearly 2 decades to finance. His later films as director and producer included Chaplin, which was released in 1992, starring Robert Downey Jr. as Charles Chaplin, and Shadowlands in 1993, based on the relationship between C.S. Lewis and Joy Grisham. Both films star Anthony Hopkins, who also appeared in 3 other films for Attenborough: Young Winston, A Bridge Too Far, and the thriller Magic in 1978. Attenborough also directed the screen versions of the hit Broadway musical Chorus Line in 1985 and the apartheid drama Cry Freedom in 1987. Nominated for a Golden Globe Award for Best Director for both films. His most recent film as a director was Grey Owl in 1999, starring Pierce Brosnan. Attenborough has served as President of Royal Academy of Dramatic Art, Chairman of Capital Radio, President of the British Academy Awards, and President of the Gandhi Foundation, and President of the British National Film and Television School. He was also a Vice Patron of the Cinema and Television Benevolent Fund. He was a tremendous supporter of education and a major patron of the United World Colleges. He also founded the Jane Holland Creative Center for Learning at Waterford, Kimilabla in Swaziland, in memory of his daughter who died in a tsunami in 2004. In 1967, he was made a Commander of the Order of the British Empire, CBE. He was knighted in 1976, and in 1993, he was made a life peer as Baron Attenborough of Richmond upon Thames. His son Michael Attenborough was also a director. The senior Attenborough had 2 younger brothers, the famous naturalist David Attenborough and John Attenborough, who has made a career in the automobile industry. Born in Cambridge, England, Attenborough was educated at Wigston Grammar School for Boys in Leicester before studying at the Royal Academy of Dramatic Arts. During the Second World War, he served with the Royal Air Force. Attenborough was 90 years old. And that is your entertainment report for Tuesday, August 26, 2014. I'm your host, Mr. Downtown Ray Mello. I'll be back tomorrow delivering some of the major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment. You can follow the show on Facebook or Twitter, facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Mello, that's RayMelo, or on Twitter at The Enter Report. I'll see you again tomorrow, everybody. Bye.